Ladies and gentlemen, it appears my stream cut off about 30 minutes in there. But anyway, it's based off of this whole island's based off of the kind of German defenses of World War II, where they would typically make shit out of concrete and rebar and whatnot. But that's the idea. It had machine guns and AT guns in this, and it was in the case of that last line of defense in case the Tiger Wars are going downhill. Bengal was gonna fight with every fucking inch of his life to win that shit. And I think I read this in the last part. I don't know when the stream would have cut off. It made me aware within the bunker, but I don't know. So here's the base look of it. It had a big trench line here. It had more naval guns on it, if I remember right. I think maybe 4 or 5 more. It was that big. But the inside was the most messed up part. Feel free to explore the mimic bunker of Moss Island. Not an exact replica, of course not. But this is based off what I remember from COD 2. Bengal loves Call of Duty 2. It's got a big iron door. You have to use a TNT through it. We weren't allowed to dig in those fortresses. It had a gun. Kind of like an MG42. I remember was it a 34? I forget which. But in COD 2. Typically, they'd have the machine gun bunkers, and they'd have one eye slot just shoot the machine gun until somebody's legs were blown off. Use the little bunker, the armory area, where only so many supplies were held. I remember it a lot larger on my old islands. The sleepy area, everyone's got a little sleepy area. Walk down these stairs, and more machine guns. Typically, I'd actually make real machine guns for these areas, but in this case, I just didn't want to. Here's a little radio room. I'm expecting to make a little wire to go down to the main island to do Morse code with. I think that would be a pretty neat feature. And you can see another map of where the fuck we are. Here's the little kind of briefing room, and this is where Hitler basically loses his shit. That's this kind of room. This is the planning room. It's oh shit, dude, we're losing here, 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 and here, but we're still holding out here. That was the whole idea. I'm not a fan of Hitler. I fucking hate Hitler, but it's basically the room where he freaks the fuck out in any video. Look that shit up. It's hilarious. I think the Risk one was my favorite. But yeah. So here's another room where it's straight up just shooting at your feet. There's no way to get across besides just running it on fire. And just close the door and it's fine. You gotta bomb the shell this one too. I imagine that's how it would've went down. It just straight up come down to just priming the door and bombing the shit out of it and killing the people inside. Now, and keep in mind, I don't really base a whole lot of this shit off of the German stuff from World War II, mainly the Japanese stuff, and the Russian stuff. I'm a huge fan of the Russian strategies. But, yeah, this also reminded me a lot of World of War, where I saw a good opportunity to put a little sniper nest up here. So you climb the ladder, you sit behind these sandbags, you just, you just shoot with your little arrows, pretend they're little Arasakas or whatnot. Another bunker, in case you're going after those fuckers, you shoot at them, and you're oh shit, dude, they killed that dude from this side, there's gonna be a bunker here, you charge this bunker, another bunker! Bengal just has bunkers for days. And of course you kinda make your way over here. This is basically this is past the last line of defense. This is when this island is completely lost, it's gone, and the Bengal troops tend to run away, into different areas of the world. That's how we did it. It's gonna be 2 o'clock when I'm doing this now. I don't want to speed up the stream necessarily. I just want to show you all this stuff in detail. But yeah. I was hoping I wouldn't bring up Hitler, but that's just what happens on the Bengalcast. We like to talk shit about the Fuhrer. He sucks. Angela Merkel's where it's at. And Sanders. Anyway, outside of politics, done my little world review. Oh man, only 4 minutes in. So all this shit's been finished up. Now maybe I should start just building something. Why the fuck not? What else do I got to show? I'll show off my tank museum too while I'm at it. Why the fuck not? Exit and save, because I don't think I broke anything or built anything since I started the stream. Now I'll be able to talk a lot about the Tiger Wars while I'm in the little tank museum. But you can see my history movie. I'm already making it. It's already in production. it's about maybe like 10% of the way there. Most of it's going to be dialogue and pictures, and I need to find actors for it. Lots of black and white photos and whatnot. You know, all my stupid shit. But yeah, lots of tanks. Bengal loves his tanks. There's tank history. Shit. I must see only like 3 people have been here to look at it, but most people just kind of like be, oh, cool tanks, and then they just sit there and want to build something. It's really fucking annoying. So my tank museum, the base setup of it, has different flags. This is the first flag ever made, the Free Anther Worlds, and it's basically just a big German flag with an R-wing, a Star Fox style R-wing on it. Nothing special about it. It's especially kind of like lackluster. And here's my buddy Robert's flag when we were like still going through like a little German idea. Like, yeah, we like the German, you know, fucking look of the tanks, and we were big fans of Ruse. I mean, primarily the German nations back in the day. So that was his flag with little British colors in the corner. And then later on, I got really super heavy into the German idea of, you know, the tanks and shit. But the funny thing is, I went with a Russian idea where I want to make like a T-34. I was a confused child back in the day. I was. And then you could see clearly after, I want to say, about like 30 different tank models in this, you know, tank line in between here and then, Bengal got way into the Japanese. And I got more into the Japanese, and here I am today, you know? This is how it goes. But Robert went on from his German roots. Instead of going to the Japanese, he went more British, and he sported like British colors, you know, the white, red, and blue. He's a big fan of it. This is supposed to be like his old flag, which was basically a tank and like a big red and then like the blue surrounding it. That's as close to it as I can get. But you get the idea. Here's like the little like turret, the barrel, and then like the rest of the chassis and whatnot. So yeah, here's the basic tank history. Here's the first one I ever made. It's a little shitty like combat car. It's the worst. And then it goes to the OTEP and the Dragoon and whatnot. You'll see all these. Not that one. Not the first. The first one sucked. But you'll see like these two, especially in the beginning of the history video. Like this one experimental, but this one, this fucking Bengal 34. I used the shit out of this tank. Like, I must have made like 200 models of these things. And here was like the snow model with the 85 mount on it. The Hiri, that was pretty fucking influential. The Hiri 3 never used. The Hiri 8 never used. This was the last tank of the war, where I, you know, kicked Robert's fucking teeth in for the last time. And the war was over. Which is a shame, because I miss Robert now. I miss him. Robert, for watching this, Bengal misses you a lot. But, yeah, this tank hit a lot of ass. The Echo, the Han, oh, this fucking camouflage was so cool back in the day. Back when I thought Desert Warfare was going to happen, but just never did. And dude, this tank was the epitome of all tanks in the 360. It was so easy to produce. Wait, it's actually a sprocket off. I'll fix that right now while I'm talking to you. But it was like my first like mass-produced semi-automatic tank. And it was really neat because primarily it was, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I need 9. Or was it 9? I'm pretty sure it was 9. No, it was 7, I'm being stupid. 9 was the other tank. Anyway, these tanks are so fucking beastly because they fired about, I want to say, oh, what the fuck was it? I'm gonna say it fired a good like 200 blocks out, maybe 250 if I'm correct, if I'm lucky. But it didn't have any armor on it. It was super easy to produce. It was super flat. It had tons of armor on the front. These fun fact, fucking brick slabs blow off one slab at a time. So even if this thing got chunked off, the rest of the tank was just A-okay. It was just almost nothing changed about it. Hold on. I'm back. Anyway. Yeah, that's where, like, the tanks were just exploded. That's when I was just like, yeah, I'm never gonna lose, ever. And then a patch came in, and these tanks were completely useless, and every other gun past that was completely useless. The water no longer dampened the TNT, and it would typically make the fucking TNT blow up the entire tank. Tanking was useless, so I started making the Hog-Os. And this is the Hog-O, this is the type, I think this is the type, god damn, I forget which one this is. This is one of the older models, that's what I mean to say. Each one of the older model Hog-Os, and these would typically, they were a pretty good matchup against any other flame-based tank, because you can mass produce the shit out of these, and they're fully automatic. But later on in another fucking update, they changed it around so the automatic guns jam up on you after a while. And if any of you would be interested in like kind of working on TNT guns, and if you want me to help you out, I'd be totally down for it. I'm totally down for communities and helping each other out, and maybe you'd even want to join the pact a little bit, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I made the Hog-O, and then I made a Chiha. I got like the fucking Model 1 Chiha, not the Shinhoto. That I think it was the 95 model turret Chiha, or 97. I think it's the 97. I'm being stupid, but yeah, it's just a longer version of the Hog-O with more like supplies and shit. That was the idea. Another turret. The Hog-O could also be upgraded to another turret, but typically I'd only have it with this one. The Hog-O, if I wanted to upgrade, I'd have like 6 motherfucking guns. I'm sorry, it was more like 4. It was more like 4 guns on it. It would just spew fire. It was like a flamethrower. Actually, it would have 5 because I put another one down here. And then it had the Chi-Nu, just an upgraded version of the Chiha, and it was just a bigger turret and a bigger space for the crew. You know, you had like a gunner, a captain, a driver, a radio man, and whatnot. It was just a larger crew. And this tank was the most recent one I made that was going to be mass-produced. This one was made when I first switched over to PS4. This is basically the mark of me switching over to PS4 as Flag. And although these tanks were widely used before, I got used to the TNT physics of the PS4. But this thing was used in such a way that you can mass produce it and it could fire like, I think it was 30 blocks out maximum. But it wasn't bad at all. It was actually like pretty decent at what it did. And then I made this baby, and the tank world changed completely for me again, where it straight just annihilated everything it fought against. And here was like one of the older models I made that I was hoping that would be mass-produced as a heavy tank. This was known as Siberian. Like, I go through different phases where I name different tanks different things.